pops up.
Podcast warriors, say the flame to shout. Make America great, tell them what it's about. Facts over feelings, cutting through the noise. Fighting woke mobs and the kids with toys. They spew their lies, they spreading hate. Lips BS ain't gonna seal our fate. No nonsense here, just straight to the point. Truce to ammo in this battleground joint. Make America great again, stand and fight. Facts over feelings, day and night.
Hey, it's To The Point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
Hey, episode 107.
107 with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
I'm Leo.
I had to chime in. You know, usually Leo hits that first thing, but he was laughing at something.
Oh, my God, man. Life is good, you know, so why not have a good time? Why not laugh? We're in this earth for a little short time, so might as well just enjoy life. Welcome back to episode 107 for our To The Point podcast with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
Damn that.
You okay out there, Leo?
Yeah, just something in my throat just caught there and stuff like that. But hey, man, what's going on? I haven't seen you guys in quite some time, just through text. What's good in the news?
All kinds of stuff's good. Is good in the news.
I see a lot of Elon on.
Oh, they're hating on Elon. They're hating on Elon pretty bad
online and stuff like that. Elon this and Elon that, but
the same time they're hating on Elon, there's calls for the same type of action at the local levels, and we're seeing a lot of that here in the county we're in.
Right.
But DeSantis just came out today or yesterday and said we've already got a Doge program going, and we're ready to take it one step further, like Elon is, and that's what they need.
Right. And wasn't he saying also something about taxes, property taxes, or something like that? He wants to do something with property taxes.
I think is that DeSantis? Yeah, I think he wants to end up doing away with property tax. Yeah, I had a DeSantis tab.
I agree with that, man. Like, it's my stuff, you know. Like, it's my property. It's not the government's property. So why should I keep paying you money that, you know, like, it makes no sense to me.
Right. Yeah. Well, I had this conversation with somebody the other day, and we're just like taxed to death. It's ridiculous. Sure, it's not fair.
Is it mine?
Any and everything they can think of, they're going to tax you on.
Right? Is it mine or is it not mine? Because if it's mine, why should I keep paying you for what the value of my home or the value of my land is worth?
Well, they treat our money. They treat our money like motor vehicle license, like it's a privilege. Because come on, you know. But it's not yours because it's taxed. You get taxed on making it. You get taxed on spending it. Then you get taxed on saving it. You get taxed on cashing it out. You get taxed on moving it. It's ridiculous.
It's
even your retirement. You pay taxes when it goes in or out.
That's what I mean. You
no
get
matter
taxed,
what you do, you get taxed.
Yeah. It's like business owners. You know, a lot of people be like, "Oh, be a business owner. Do this on your own. Do this on your own." But they don't think about all the hard work that goes behind being just working on your own or having your own business and stuff like that. Like, that's a lot of work. You know, like a lot of work, a lot of taxes, a tax for this and a tax for that, and you need this and you need that.
Yeah, annual reports and
for sure. You know,
it's
crazy.
And God forbid your business invest money. Well, that opens up a whole nother, world of shit. But
yeah, just crazy, man.
And we live in a free state. Yeah, they call a free state of Florida.
Could you imagine if we didn't though, Mike? Like, it's just. I'm so glad and happy that I live actually here in the state of Florida. I was born here in Vero Beach too. Room 225.
Yeah,
I don't know about the room number. I just
it could be a whole lot worse. I mean, they said the U-Haul metrics is still pointing at California for the number one state for outgoing U-Hauls.
You think so?
Not round trip. Right.
Not round trip.
Yep. U-Hauls that are leaving the state and not coming back.
Where did you say?
California.
Yeah. So and they rent the U-Haul from California, they come to Florida, and the U-Haul doesn't return back to
Florida, Texas, Tennessee, more conservative states, more or less.
That means when they send U-Hauls back, they're coming back empty. You know, they're not bringing. Nobody's moving there.
No,
they're all trying to get out.
Right, they're all outgoing.
But then the problem is they come here, and then they're like, "Oh, well, in California, we did." we did
Yep.
this. We,
Right.
Wait.
You came here because you didn't like the way it was in California.
Right.
Well, that's the whole rhino thing, because they come here to a red state, and how else do you get in government by pretending to be conservative around here? We see it in our city councils and our county commissioners where we are, and we expose that
community.
We expose that kind of on our other show called the Board Report.
Yeah,
but we're not anti-officials around here, but
no, we're good.
Yeah. Anyways, before we get going, I want to mention shopwithamerica.us. I signed up for it. I'm waiting for the information to come through. I've heard nothing but great things. American beef and American made products.
Is that where you got your shirt from, Mike?
No.
I like that.
No, I don't know where this came from, but you can find other American made products at shopwithamerica.us. Make sure you check them out. I want to play their ad because I think it's very important to
for sure
promote these guys. They're supporting the network, and they're great patriots. And let me find that ad. It's a perfect time to clear my throat too.
Welcome to Shop with America, where the emphasis is on America. Our movement is to switch away from your shopping with the big box stores and the mega corporations back to supporting family-owned, made in America. We've been giving these big box stores our money every day for years. But what's happened is they've forced many small businesses to shut down. We call this the illusion of choice. We see all these products in these stores, but in reality, it's only a few companies that control it all. There are thousands of lawsuits for health damage because they put profit over our people. But there is another choice. We found a better way. There's a family-owned American factory with product integrity and have always done things the right way for the right reasons. And this company outperforms the big box stores. That's due to their month-to-month shopping club. They make everyday consumer products that we all use and buy again and again, like toothpaste, shampoo, coffee, and organic beef. Go to shopwithamerica.us today.
So listen, Vince.
Well,
Vince. So what's up with this? What is it? $5,000 little stimulus check that Uncle Trump is gonna give us out again. But nobody has said anything about it.
They want to
stay quiet out there.
They want to give out everybody $5,000 from some of the money that Doge has already saved.
Right. Yeah. Now, a lot of people, I saw this, and a lot of people on Twitter or X, they're like, just put my money towards the deficit. Like, I want to see our debt pay down.
Right.
And I mean, quite frankly, as much as I want to see that get turned back, I don't think it's going to happen. And in 4 years, what's going to happen anyway?
Right. That's why I was just going to say.
So, I mean, if it can put more money into the economy,
for sure.
Okay. Now, I did see Trump's comments on that, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't believe he specified a certain number, but he did say they're looking into like a 20% dividend back to the taxpayer, and then like another 20% to the deficit, and another 20% to, I don't know.
Right.
But they broke it down, and it makes sense. Like, why not? I mean, all this wasteful spending and stuff like that, and we see it local too. And you don't realize. I mean, when you hear of wasteful spending from DC, what is it you think of?
Having parties just for
just
to have
about everything.
party, having cookouts just to have cookouts for the staff. So you're spending money on just
Sending
useless stuff.
Sending money to other countries where you're really just laundering it into your own dirty pockets.
Yeah, well, they'll literally have departments of people who just
spend your money.
Like, it's your job to send the email, but it's your job to proofread it, and my job to authorize it. And like, what's the purpose? So, like, who was it? Was that you, Leo, that brought up the email from Elon Musk, or you, Vince? Elon Musk, Doge sent out an email to all federal employees, and it was a survey. And I think it's something they're expected to do weekly. Now, I don't know if anything's binding, but the email was pretty simple, and Trump even commented on it. And it was pretty much asked a few questions, like, what did you do this week?
Right.
What did you do productive this week? And like, people are like, oh my God, you can't ask me that. What are you asking me that for?
Right.
You know, we don't have no right. That's not your business. It's like, wait a minute.
Well, why isn't it your business? You know, and that's you know, and people get like that. People get offensive like that whenever it's like they know they're doing something wrong. Like if somebody would ask me, if I'm sitting in a meeting and they say, "Oh, hey, this meeting is going to pretend for people who had somebody who crossed the crosswalk without waiting for the signal to come by." Jaywalker, you know. So me myself, I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not a jaywalker, so I'm not gonna sit there and make it seem like it's pretended to me, you know. Like, it's just people like it gets so offensive in their feelings whenever it's like, if it doesn't pretend to you, then just give them the information.
When they get called out on something,
right? They get so offensive. Like, don't get offensive about something. Like, it just, hey, what did you do today? Oh, I'll tell you what I did today. Here's what I did.
yeah, most of us have a job where somebody's up your ass all day making sure you're being
Well,
And you know what I also saw?
that's like a different mentality. Like, I have that mentality. Like, I feel the need to make my my job worth existing. Like,
Right.
accomplish something this week, you know.
Right.
What were you gonna say, Leo?
You know what I also saw that I saw that if they do hand out this money and stuff like that, but you have to make like a certain amount or a certain amount of money, or there's going to be like a minimal amount of money. Like if you make like more than 40 or whatever yearly, I guess you won't get the full amount or something. I don't know. It's just people just talking this and there, you know, like people don't know.
There's a lot of fake
It is what it
news
is.
out there.
But you know what? If you're working, good. I think you should get paid if you're working.
Yeah, you should get your money back.
Yeah, for sure.
I was talking to
Now,
a
if you're not
foreigner.
working, and if you're one of those people that are all upset because they took away that free little handouts for you guys, hey, then maybe you should get a job.
Yeah.
So you could get money.
Well,
back.
it was
It's not my
odd because
problem.
I was talking to a foreigner the other day and I was trying to explain to them this, and their mindset is like, if it don't involve me, I don't care. I don't pay
Right.
attention. And they might be a citizen, but they're originally not from here. And it's just like this, your tax money though. Like, when don't you want a rebate? Don't you think that money is better spent in your pocket?
Right.
Like, do you realize there's jobs out there and these people don't even know what their responsibility is,
Right.
but they do something, you know, they answer emails.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, the bureaucracy has been overwhelming the system, and sooner or later they're gonna say it out loud that we're bankrupt. You know, and almost $37 trillion in debt, and Doge saves us a couple $1 billion, and everybody's irate. We'll wait until they start auditing like Fort Knox in the DOJ and DOD. You know, DOD alone, $800 billion budget, and you can't tell me, you know, they're not getting more in that dark budget, you know, for you know, those dark missions. But
Right.
Since they started talking about going to Fort Knox and auditing it, I've seen a couple fake like fake pictures or videos online. It's like AI would, like, they're actually have already been there and seen it, but it's all, you know, anybody that sees a video of anything that says it's inside Fort Knox, it's fake news.
yeah, well,
you know,
the
also
Treasury
heard
hasn't, I think it's the Treasury or Fort Knox hasn't been audited since the 80s or 70s. And it, you know,
You know what I also heard too, that there's gold from different countries also there in Fort Knox, that's where they keep like gold for other countries and stuff like
they
that,
might.
right?
Yeah.
That's what they said. Yeah, I don't know, you know. And that they moved this gold from banks to banks for like deposit, like this is what I have deposit of gold in this bank. And I guess that's how they float money around. Fake money. It's fake money, man. It's just all this fake money that there's like no ending to it. Like,
well, we've got,
and this is what we want to do. We want to come to an end, to end it to so that there is no fake money. No,
Let's put
We've
like
got- Show me the
something
green,
real.
man.
Put something
We've
real
got
back
this-
behind it.
right?
Yeah.
we've got
Put
this
something behind
huge
it.
national deficit, but yet we're sitting on
right on
all
gold.
this gold.
Supposedly,
Yeah, like,
supposedly there's
The
gold.
idea
Who
that we're the
cares?
richest country in the world is just like fake when you tell me that we're 37 trillion in debt, and there's not even, I don't even think there's that much money in currency. It's just like, it's the debt. But
Fake.
I mean, hopefully we find out. hopefully we find out more. But it's crazy, like Dale or Jim said from Two Guys One Coop. It's crazy they get upset when they can't explain what they do.
Oh yeah, they get upset for sure. They get
Like you said,
upset.
Leo, they get like, oh.
And some of those people are doing nothing in a nothing like a made up job, and some of them are drawing a bigger salary than the president of the United States.
Yeah,
that's what's really crazy.
Fauci was doing that, but
right?
Well, we know what he was doing though. He was funding bioweapon labs in Ukraine and Wuhan through NGOs. You know, now what if Doge would have caught? Now things like that were funded through this USAID, and that's Agency for International Development, not international aid. It's international development, and they were funding programs like Transgender Orchestra in Ireland and stupid shit like that. And in European countries, we're not fighting it off here. Why are we trying to infect other parts of the world with this shit?
Well,
Sorry,
because if they didn't know about it, now they do.
Yeah,
and there's money behind us, so why not push it so that we keep getting more money?
But I mean, it was just
something that we don't want. That
they're trying to normalize it.
Yep, Fauci was a unelected official, like Dale said, and Dems didn't care about that. He made more than the president.
Yeah,
highest paid government official, and worked in government for I don't know the
where
final
is Fauci
number.
at now?
I actually saw an interview with him. I think it was a CNN interview, and he was warning against the bird flu that's moving over to pigs.
I wonder what
like
kind of what number booster is he on?
I doubt he's taking it.
I
doubt he's taking it. But you know what?
He probably never took it.
Oh, it's Jim tonight. Oh, Dale must be sleeping at the wheel. Thanks, Jim, for tuning in. If you guys, I mean, it's perfect timing. Two Guys in One Coop, Mondays and Wednesdays at 10:30 every week. They're promoting the Warrior Shield. Yep, 10:30 in the morning, Eastern time. Also promoting the Warrior Shield Foundation. If you are a Bongino watcher, we know Bongino is leaving Rumble, and it's a perfect time to make sure you tune in to Two Guys in One Coop on Mondays and Wednesdays at 10:30. You know, give them the chance to take over Bongino's spot. It's a great show. And but Bongino, you know who Dan Bongino is, right? Yeah. It leads right into our next story. And he was former Secret Service agent. He's been a mouthpiece, the largest podcast on Rumble, probably second largest podcast next to Joe Rogan. And he's a firebrand. Well, there was talk about him being appointed director of the Secret Service, especially after Trump got shot. And, you know, I don't think everyone was like, why would he walk away from the podcast? He's making like $4 million, $5 million a year, up to $7 million with all the other stuff he gets off it and stuff. Like, he's got a big podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I think I know why. And Kash Patel just recently appointed him to deputy director of the FBI. So instead of some position where he's got to get confirmed, he's not going to have to go through the confirmation process. Unless I looked up wrong information, Dan Bongino starts work whenever Kash Patel tells him to clock in. Right. You know, so now Dan Bongino works for Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, President of the United States. That's his chain of command right there. And he doesn't, like I said, he doesn't have to go through Senate hearings and waste his time. He can get right to work. And then there's videos, clips of him. It will make an awesome team, Jim. There's clips of him talking about the Russian hoax collusion. You remember that, right? Yeah. The first impeachment. They went after Trump because supposedly he was in collusion with the Russians. Well, we knew it was fake. And everybody was screaming it was fake. Well, not everybody, but we had people that just would not stop spreading a fake narrative. Here's Bongino. Let's I'm pretty sure this is the video of him talking about Adam Schiff.
Good mood today. If you only knew. You ever hear that House on Fire song? It's one of his old songs. This guy's on fire, just like the Bailey. That house on fire. He is on fire, Schiff. 100% success rate of failing. Why is Adam Schiff so worried? Folks, I strongly encourage you to go back and take another look today at the Russia collusion hoax. I know it's a story that's old and a lot of people want to move on. I'm going to be straight with you. I don't want to move on. We had the FBI, in conjunction with the Department of Justice, officials in Congress, foreign governments, and intel people, fabricate a story, invent a story that could have caused and done serious long-term harm to international relations with a nuclear-powered foe. It's kind of a big freaking deal. I'm not letting it go. And you listen to me. This is going to be very important in the coming days. I'm not letting this go. I want to find out what happened because it can never happen again. Not to a Democrat, not to a Republican, not to a Libertarian, not to any United States citizen. You do not get to alter or try to change the course of electoral politics by fabricating a story, hijacking the justice system then to give the patina of truth to a fake story. You don't get to do that. Why do I bring that up now? Because who is the ringmaster of that circus? Yes, Adam Schiff. And no, I'm not letting it go.
Yeah, and that was just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It might have even been last week. And that was his message saying, I'm going to follow up on my word and I'm not letting this go. Someone told me that video was taken down, but there's already clips of it. I wish I had the timestamp on that, but I mean, that's what we wanted, right?
Yeah.
That's what we voted for. And we voted for accountability, man. And 8 years ago, we talked about lock her up. I don't really know how I would have felt about locking Hillary Clinton up, but knowing what I know now, yeah, they're all corrupt. They all deserve justice.
That's what we want. We want to see the corruption that's in our government fixed. I mean, we the people are paying all this tax money. It's all our money's going to waste. It's getting, not going to what it's supposed to be going to. We're being lied to. Our government, I've said before, they turned into organized crime.
Yeah, and it's all
our government is organized crime.
For sure.
Yeah, but it's crazy what they think and the narrative they push.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because they have a plan.
Yeah. Yes.
They have a plan and they won't stop until they succeed, and they'll try to bring anybody that gets in their way, they're smart people. I'm not saying they're not idiots, they're smart.
Yeah. Speaking of that, sliding right into the next video I've got here is Ilhan Omar. Do you know her?
No.
She is a congresswoman out of Minnesota, and she, let me play the clip for you.
People are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to. These people are just idiots. I really, I'm at the point where it's become really hard to have an intellectual debate with any of these people because the level of stupidity that they are displaying every single day is frankly embarrassing, not just in Congress, but as Americans. And the fact that these people are allowed to say just the most ridiculous things tells you that the dumbing of the United States has arrived, because how else do we get a Trump presidency again?
No, she's
by talking like that.
She's the one that they've accused of. She lied on her
yes,
citizenship.
So, I'm not sure she didn't lie on her citizenship so much, but maybe she married. She came here and married an individual. Supposedly, it was off the books. It was a Muslim wedding, so it wasn't through the state. And then she married another person with a Christian minister, and that one was on the books. And that one is the one they're accusing her of marrying her brother for immigration fraud, to get him papers to live here. So I did a little more watching, because it's not research. I don't know what Leo's doing over here, but So her brother, they're all from Somalia,
Right.
and her brother was living in London and was taking to the culture over there. He was, lipstick and eyeliner and stuff like that. And for Muslim families, that's like, no way. So they wanted him to go to Minnesota to stay with Elon, his sister, for a rehab. And so that's what they did. Well, to be able to get him papers to stay, supposedly, while still married to the other guy, traditionally, she married her brother, which the records in Somalia are not very clad. So how are you going to prove it other than what other people in their Somalian community have said? And she's not very well liked.
Right.
But how does she keep getting elected? Again, it's in one of these states, in one of these districts where voter fraud, how dare you ask for voter ID, But that's what they have to contend. She's one of the squad, I think they refer to.
The squad?
Yeah, there's her. There is AOC. There's the nutcracker we saw earlier, Vince. Crockett, Jiminy Cricket, Jimmy's Cricket. I don't know. Crockett, something Crockett. Some dingbat. I don't know. She had not nice words for Elon, yeah. But we've got some other things we can talk about.
Like in a way, I think Elon's doing a good thing. I know he wasn't elected to whatever, but it's not a position to be elected at. The guy's just asking for help. Hey, can you help me out in this project?
President always appoints people.
Yeah, can you help me out with this project that I got going on, and I want you to be in charge.
Yeah.
And whenever I need feedback, I need you to come back and tell me what's going on.
Back to Bongino though, and the FBI and all that. Assuming they're idiots,
right.
They're not, because they're law enforcement and they're actually going to come in there and they're going to look through those lists. Today, Pam Bondi, she was asked about the Epstein list, and she said all these files just landed on her desk for review per the president, and they're due to be released. He wants them released.
He wants the list of.
He wants all of it released. The Epstein list, the Diddy files, the JFK files.
Released meaning what?
He wants them declassified. Of course, he wants the attorney general to review them, obviously, because, if there's valuable intelligence there,
right,
they're probably going to want to hold some of that for leverage.
Right.
But for the most part, I don't know. You see people freaking out now with Bongino, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, and we thought them putting Matt Gaetz in there, knowing he wasn't going to get confirmed, was kind of crazy. But
right,
we see appointments like Bongino where he doesn't have to be confirmed. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's.
People like that Elon Omar, she's actually under investigation right now, like Vince said, for not marriage fraud, but immigration fraud.
Right.
For her brother's, getting her brother papers. But, obviously, she won't talk about that now. She used to talk about how, her heritage this and heritage that. Well, now that this is uncovered, in MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene, now she doesn't talk about her personal life, in public. So that's crazy. There's more video of her, but it's kind of disgusting. We talked about shopwithamerica.us. Make sure you go on there, sign up, give them your information. They're going to get in touch with you, find out what you like. They're going to, get things set up for you. You can browse their selection of American-made items. We've done it. Got my parents to sign up. I'm really interested in checking out the beef and some apparel. So I'm going to play their ad one more time for this night's show, and then we're going to come back with some more media and some other crazy stuff in headlines. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Shop with America, where the emphasis is on America. Our movement is to switch away from your shopping with the big box stores and the mega corporations back to supporting family-owned, made in America. We've been giving these big box stores our money every day for years. But what's happened is they've forced many small businesses to shut down. We call this the illusion of choice, We see all these products in these stores, but in reality, it's only a few companies that control it all. There are thousands of lawsuits for health damage because they put profit over our people. But there is another choice. We found a better way. There's a family-owned American factory with product integrity and have always done things the right way for the right reasons. And this company outperforms the big box stores. That's due to their month-to-month shopping club. They make everyday consumer products that we all use and buy again and again, like toothpaste, shampoo, coffee, and organic beef. Go to shopwithamerica.us today.
Welcome to the Patriots Prayer Network. Here, we don't just play to your feelings. We're rooted in honesty, and our foundation is based on Christian values, conservative beliefs, and a no-holds-barred approach. So, if your feelings clash with reality, it's not reality that needs adjusting. Are you ready to be part of a movement that challenges the official narratives, confronts the overwhelming tide of misinformation, and calls out wrongdoing wherever we find it? If so, you're in the right place. See, truth is our compass, and God is our only judge. Right and wrong mean more to us here at the Patriots Prayer Network than right and left do, and a complacent blind acceptance of the status quo will not be found here. We do not believe things are this bad in our country merely by accident. So, we investigate and dive deep into each episode and tackle pressing issues head on. Many podcasts claim they're unfiltered, but we mean it here. Go to thepatriotsprayernetwork.com.
All right. Yeah. PatriotPrayerNetwork.com, a great network. It's like a family that I've never met any of them guys except for our meetings and stuff like that. Some of them gotten together recently at CPAC. I believe some of us were at Amerifest. You check out Patriot Prayer Network. You got Cowboys and Indians with Maurice and Steve. You got Eddie Smith running the ship. You got Ellen, Barbara the Based Mother, Alexandra 360, Dale and Jim, Two Guys, One Coop, Raising Kane, Nate Kane, Jersey Shore, Patriot Confederation. Man, it's a great group of patriots. Make sure you check them out. And also check out what we're doing at IndianRiverConnections.com here locally, where we're calling out, local governments, not really calling them out, but we're shedding some light on their business meetings with our show called The Board Report, and it's starting to make some headway here locally. And all we do is cover these board meetings that you don't have time to go to, that a lot of people don't even know they exist, like a hospital district. A lot of people don't know they got to pay tax to a hospital district, or there's other districts that they're talking about creating, and all these other programs that your county commissioners are funding, like NGOs like that need Doge to come in there and say enough is enough.
Hey.
There's some money moving in around here.
What if Elon Musk doges Donald Trump?
If he what?
He doges Donald Trump and tells him he's spending too much money on flying here and flying there.
Well, they might.
Then he just buy another airplane?
Well, they just replaced Air Force One.
Oh, why do they replace Air Force
It was time. They retired after so many years.
Yeah.
I think the last one was going for like 20 years.
No.
Yeah. And but this was during his last administration. He came in, the contract was already
Air
set.
Force One, to get it clear, is where he travels, where the president travels.
His
right?
Boeing 747 or
right.
767.
But I heard that he bought it for his for Trump, like his Trump airplane.
Well, he's got one too.
He's got one too.
Yeah, he's got his own planes. But
well, yeah, but does he have one just something similar to that, like big like that?
Maybe.
Damn.
All I know is when he first came into office the last time, the contract was already in place with Boeing, and it was like $1 billion to build this airplane. And he was like, no way, this is crazy. And he knows airplanes, just like he knows real estate. And he renegotiated and pretty much told Boeing, you're not going to rip us off. You're not going to rip off the American government. So, and that's what they're flying in now. Yeah. And they did. They came.
So what are they flying in now?
Air Force. It's the new plane.
New version of the same thing.
It's the new plane. It's just Boeing came way down on their price.
Oh, so they got a new plane.
Yeah, they were due for a new one. And It was just a negotiating thing and the art of the deal. Donald Trump swoops in and saves the day. Like if this guy was 20 years younger, man, I don't know. I'd be okay giving him a third term. I don't know.
Right.
You can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
Nah.
You can vote on it. Yeah.
But anyways,
well,
imagine being the pilot of the Air Force One though. Like I was watching a video when he showed up at the Daytona 500 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we played
watching that airplane like just drive. Oh man, could you imagine like if that was like my son?
The thing is huge.
Or my daughter. Me knowing that he's the one flying that airplane right now, like I'd be like, hell yeah, man, that's what's up. I'm proud of you.
Or your
significant other,
or your son or your daughter flying in the back of the plane.
Yeah, son. At least drive it.
At least drive it. Either way, I'd be proud of my kid either way. But yeah,
imagine, Mike. I think I'd feel more proud of you driving somebody that is that important. Because it's a big responsibility for you take them to wherever they need to go and the destination, get there safely. Like I think I'd feel more proud of the person driving the airplane than the person that's in the back.
I wouldn't mind seeing one of my kids being one of the cargo, or one of the staff. I don't care. Yeah, they're usually military and Air Force.
Boy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, could you imagine what the resume's got to look like to be the guy flying Air Force One? And I was sitting there thinking, yeah, he's definitely got to be somebody that comes out of the military.
Well, we should profile him on one of our shows. Since they're profiling all these pilots that are wrecking their planes, maybe we should profile. Yeah, and I think the president can actually pick them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's pretty badass.
I don't know what...
sign up for it. I'm sure you have to, submit, like Vince says, you have to submit a resume. Like, this is what I've done. This is what I can do. This is what I can perform.
Well, they're Air Force pilots. They're active duty military, and they're drafted, not drafted, but they're like, they're selected. And
I'm sure
it's a job,
and I'm sure they're top their class if you're going to be flying the president around.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, man. It's like
best pilot in the world.
What?
So, do you have a problem with all these people losing their jobs that work for the federal government?
No.
Do you think the president has that right to let them go?
Yeah.
I mean, he is the executive. They work for him.
We're wasting money on unnecessary positions.
Well, so let me tell you this: they already make enough more money than me. And say they probably make what I make in 10 years. They make in probably in half a year.
Who?
These people in the government that are getting fired. So
well,
what are they worried about?
You see, he let go of the Joint Chief of Staff. And that's like, oh my God, was it the Joint Chief or one of the, I don't know. I've got a clip here too. And everyone's like, oh, he can't do that. And it's like, yes, he can. Right. These people work for the federal government. Now the military top brass, he can fire them.
Right. And
he's the commander in chief.
I saw something about people losing, like a park ranger losing his job or something like that. Like, I mean,
some of them suck. And some of them are bad. And they're told that if their position is deemed essential or they can prove that it is, then they'll be reconsidered. And a lot of them are being reconsidered. But I mean, a lot of them already took the buyout. They're just like, my job ain't worth it. Just give me the money and go. And their buyouts are pretty freaking healthy.
Yeah, their buyouts are pretty good. I mean, they're getting a
couple years of salary.
Nice chunk of money to walk away.
I mean, I'm almost
They don't have to work again right away. Some of them may not even have to work again at all.
You live in DC, you live amongst that bureaucracy up there. You might need that money to survive. But
it kind of what we were just talking about kind of reminds me a little bit of what we touched on a little bit last week too. I feel like, I grew up and thinking when you switch from one president to another, it didn't really affect my life that much. It's amazing how that's changed over the last 12 years or 8 to 12 years.
It definitely can. And I think if Trump didn't do anything, he showed you how quick this can make a change in the same day.
And so did Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He showed us how quick you could undo something good and mess it up.
Yep.
But I used to look at the president before this time period that we're living in now as kind of a little bit of a figurehead, that they didn't have as much power as you would think they would have. But what I've realized with Donald Trump, they have a lot more power than I realized growing up. They have a lot. They can do a lot more than what they do.
So the problem is he can make things happen right now with the stroke of a pen, but in 4 years,
so can
they go away.
Right.
So the ideal is he makes things happen now while Congress,
because we have Congress and the House right now,
sets the deals in motion to make these things law. And that's what these bills should be incorporating, not all this pork fat.
And what scares the Democrats to death is what he can, since we have the presidency, the House, and the Senate, they can do a lot to change some of these laws that will take them probably a decade or two to undo some of them.
Yeah. For me, LOL, I'm not sure what Truthful Troll is talking about, but I'm sure if I keep sharing them, it'll get me in trouble. Here is the video, the press secretary answering questions about Trump letting go top military brass.
That's nothing.
Naming a replacement for General Brown, and then I'll follow up with another personnel announcement that's been made over the last few days.
He thinks he's doing a bad job, and it's time for a shakeup at the Pentagon.
What was the reason for the president naming a replacement for General Brown? And then I'll follow up with another personnel announcement that's been made over the last few days.
He thinks he's doing a bad job, and it's time for a shakeup at the Pentagon. They failed 7 audits in a row. The trust in our United States military amongst the war fighters is low. The president is shaking up the Pentagon and the Department of Defense, of course, with Secretary Hegseth leading, and he has the right to do that. It's actually quite common from administration to administration to do such a thing.
No way. like your top military brass. Of course you want your top picks there, not the last guy's top picks.
Right. You don't want the D student. You want that A student.
Yeah, and if he's doing a shitty job, let's get rid of him. You think it would be that easy, but even in corporate America right now, still, they've got trainings about how to handle associates that don't work out. And, there's still DEI out there. I think there was some DEI there before we even knew it. And there'll be some remnants, just like Common Core. There's still some Common Core math out there. I see it. My kids' homework. Sorry, FES. Sorry, SDIRC. But some of the stuff out there doesn't make sense. Just like fluoride. You know anything about the fluoride? You drink any tap water?
Unfortunately, yeah.
You drink tap water?
I mean, it filtered, but.
Yeah, what kind of filter do you use? I mean, not that I know any difference, but
whatever is installed in the refrigerator, and we replace it every now and then.
Right.
But I mean, it's not.
Leo, you drink water out of the tap?
It's definitely not taking fluoride out.
Yeah, out of like the refrigerator. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, if your water comes from anything other than a well, more than likely it's being contaminated with what they're telling you is fluoride.
Fluoride acid.
It's fluorosilicic acid or the fluorohydroxylic acid.
But they just make it short like everything else.
Yep.
These Americans do make everything short.
Yeah, let's screw them up.
Fuck them up, man. It fucks me up. Like every time I see like abbreviations for this. I'm like, damn, why you gotta abbreviate everything, man? Like everything's gotta be an abbreviation. Like fuck.
I drink bottled water too with all the microplastics.
Yeah, me too.
I like my water seasoned.
Just
not with fluoride.
I just thought of, Leo.
What?
Your name is an abbreviation.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's like when I go by Vince, it's an Mike is abbreviation.
Yeah. But the fluoride.
We abbreviate everything.
I mentioned the board report. Our last episode, we featured Justin from We Are Change Orlando, I believe is the organization. And they focused on fluoride in the water, and they're going around Florida and they're attacking these communities, not attacking them, but they're going to these kind of commission meetings and trying to find out why they're still doing it. They're explaining how, you're lied to. The big conception was, oh, this is fluoride. It's good for your teeth. We're going to add it to the water. It comes from Mother Nature, but it's not coming from Mother Nature. It's not the same stuff the dentist puts on your teeth. It's actually what I found out is it's a byproduct from when they make phosphates for like fertilizers.
Really?
And they have these giant smokestacks. Well, they have to clean these smokestacks. Well, the substance that they come off of these smokestacks is like it's a byproduct and it's pretty hard to get rid of. So they kind of figured out it's kind of got the same characteristics as fluoride. And what better way to get rid of it than to convince municipalities they need to add this to their water treatment to clean up their water and promote health in their citizens that are drinking it. And it's all a lie. It's chemical. Like you said, Leo, it's fluorosillic.
Yeah, it's abbreviated. They abbreviated.
Is that what you're looking up there?
I was trying to, but I couldn't find it.
I had the slide somewhere, but Leonardo Skinhard. I think you're getting nicknames over here. So yeah, check out that episode on fluoride. It was pretty informative, but if not, check your community, find out. There's maps out there. If I can't think of the websites right now, but if you go and look for your community, if you're on a treatment utilities system, 9 out of 10 of them, you're probably getting fluoride in it. Now I noted we did find out there was like 12 counties or 12 municipalities in Florida that weren't already fluorinating, and really the only reason was because they didn't service a lot of people. It really wasn't worth them shipping the fluoride there.
And one of the things fluoride, what it does is it kills your immune system, amongst many other things. But I know that was one of the things that I had noticed. And then you're sitting there thinking, so we just went through COVID. Not only was COVID man-made in a lab, but now they're putting stuff in our water that hurts our immune system to be able to fight it off.
Right.
Well, not just that. Yeah, not just that. But I saw a report that they can make vaccines topical. Imagine being able to rub a vaccine. How convenient would that be?
What is it? A vaccine?
A vaccine, just like
it's a lotion.
Like a lotion, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, give me some more, would you, please?
Wow.
Welcome, Damien from
crazy.
Jersey Shore Podcast.
It's just so you could just rub it. Let's say like it's just
that's
like
what they're
lotion,
coming up
rub it,
with
and
next.
And that's a vaccine.
Yeah, that's what's coming next.
They have THC in a lotion.
Yeah, but they probably already have
Or
it. We
CBD.
just don't know about it. They're just saying that to us now, but it's probably already out there.
They have CBD in lotions.
Yep.
It's just crazy.
You see the Pope. The Pope's in critical condition.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit.
I think this will be a favorite of the Truthful Trolls.
His health?
Yeah, I think he had pneumonia, double pneumonia, and
it's not good.
Was it double pneumonia? He was in critical condition. They said he was showing slight improvement. I didn't really get an update today. I didn't really go looking for one, but yeah, I mean, not Pope Benedict. It's the other one, the newer one.
Right.
Not Pope Benedict. He's still alive. It's Pope Francis. Right? Yeah, Pope Francis. Who's
Francis.
Well, there's two of them. It's not Benedict, right? Don't get confused because there's two popes. Well, one of them's retired, but that's not usually a thing. Francis is not retired. Francis is the one who retired Benedict. They didn't fight or nothing, but they probably should have. But yeah, prayers for the Pope. It's a little scary though. I mean, the Catholic Church is like got 1 billion followers, and people follow this. Me too.
I grew up Catholic.
I think I've steered away from the church. I think it's a organized tradition, and I think there's a lot of.
I don't know. Like I
think they need some Doge.
That's exactly what the church is.
I didn't veer off from a church. I just kind of. I've always had questions, and it just. People be like, "Oh, it's just rude." It's. I don't know. Like you guys make me like push myself away because it's like you guys make me feel bad for having these thoughts or like.
What kind of thoughts are you having?
Not thoughts, but like these questions. Like, well, where did this come from? And where did that come from? Like it's.
I don't know. I said this before.
Who came first? Or how did the world just perfectly align together?
So when you ask questions that don't align with some of their beliefs, like you're just trying to understand it.
Yeah, like they start trying to like throw like holy water at me, like I'm the devil. Like get out of here! The devil's gotta get out. Wait a minute here.
Well, there's a bunch of different religions, and they all. I know. Stem off into their own niches. I mean, they say the Catholic Church was the first Christian church but it also derived from Judaism. So
Right.
I'm not a theologian, but I like the tradition they interrupt into it.
I like
I
it.
think
I
it's
love it.
fascinating. But then again, I sit back and I look like I watched them open up Notre Dame, right? And it just we played the video and it was kind of like, man, it looks like they're all marching off to a sacrifice or a seance, and it's just seemed very devilish to me. And then growing up, like I'm just still the whole two pope things got me thrown off, you know.
And my thing is, it's like men can only be priests.
Well, I mean that is biblical.
I know, and then
it is biblical.
And then they have the females that are only nuns. You know, so it's like, well, why can't a female do the same thing that the pastor's doing? Or why can't the pastor be married? That would relieve a lot of things too.
That'll get you kicked out of a church too.
Okay, but I mean, I'm just saying though, like they also have a life. Like God also, like I understand God.
No, I'm just saying,
you know,
that's what you're talking about.
Well, the ideal is a gift of God. That they have, you know, but then how about those priests that like molest these kids and stuff like that? Like
that's the problem.
Where is the gift from God there?
Well, what you see there,
you know,
like
it's just,
the main,
it's just sad, man. It's just like
if I were to diagnose it, I would say the main problem there was the church is too big for its own good. When you join the church like that, the idea was like you're joining a monastery, and you think of that, you know, you just hear monastery like you're going to be a priest. But if you think about like Buddhist monks, that's the same concept. Like you're devoting your every moment of consciousness to God and to the church. Right. These people aren't supposed to have this kind of time on their hands to begin with. And bad people get in, just like bad people get into the police department. Yeah. They get into the military. They get into the elected offices. And I mean, it's freaking horrible. Like but it did get out of control in the Catholic Church, and because the bureaucracy was so big.
So I'm so Catholic that I could do the whole rosary.
I used to.
The whole rosary, but I could do it in Spanish, but I can't do it in English. Ain't that some shit?
Well, either way.
Hey, whatever,
so
man.
pray for the Pope.
It is. Pray for me. And it is what it is, man. Like,
we're running out of time here. I want to run through a couple things real quick. I want to throw a mention out there. I don't have the video clip. I lost it. Babylon Village. I lost the dang clip. I can't think of the title, but Eddie here at PPN is producing a documentary about local government in Babylon Village. I think it's Ohio. Man, I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm butchering that out. But check that out. You'll find the trailer to it on our X and Rumble page, I believe. Vivek Ramaswamy, one of our favorites during the campaign run, is going to run for governor of Ohio.
Is he really?
Yeah, and
good for him.
We talked about Doge locally. Doge, we need Doge everywhere. The NGOs in this county is crazy. They're spending tons of money for some learning alliance that is also tied with CSAC. So it's all these committees, and we're finding out these committees can appoint subcommittees, and it's more salaries and more salaries. And again, Doge locally. Another big one though, I come on to play this video, and it's Joy Reid. It's a not so joyful racist Reid. That's my nickname for her. She was on MSNBC. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
I think we played some of her clips here when we were making fun of liberals. Let me play this one.
Thing about both white vigilantism and white tears, particularly male white tears. Really white tears in general, because that's what Karens are, right? They Karen out, and then as soon as they get caught, it's like, green waterworks. White men can get away with that too. And it has the same effect. My show had value, and that, I'm sorry, that what I was doing had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV.
Yes, that's the same person on the left and on the right.
So then she's using the tears.
Right. She is the worst race baiter. I can do a whole show of clips of her claiming racism and trying to pull on the heartstrings of other victim societies like we've seen locally.
I was so happy when I heard she got fired.
Yeah, she's another one that's been shit canned on MSNBC. I'm all for it. Elon should buy it. I don't think he should run it.
Elon should buy it.
Yeah, MSNBC.
These people like her that are, on there just saying egregious stuff, attacking our president, our active sitting president, verbally, like she does. Like people like that there needs to be some accountability. I agree with freedom of speech, but there's right ways and wrong ways to express them, and spreading false narrative that's when you're lying to people, and you're lying to people just to try to get your point across. That's when I think there's got to be accountability.
Well, I'll throw this out there. If their program director's listening, we'll take the 8:00 slot every night. What, $3 million a year, right? We'll split it. That's it. It's probably less than they were paying her.
Yeah.
And we'll show up every night. Right? Every night?
Yeah, I don't even
hour, 2 hours. I'll do 2 hours.
We'll do 20 hours a day.
Yeah. I try to be honest. I'm as honest as I know. I try not to ever spread anything false. But yeah. So that's pretty much, we are finishing on time again. I want to thank you for tuning into episode 107 of To The Point podcast with Mike, Leo, and Vince. Be sure to check us out at anyriverconnections.com. Go to shopwithamerica.us and make sure you scroll down and choose other, and then pick the right podcast or the right network that referred you. I can hear my daughters in the other room tearing it up. But anyways, thanks for following us. Make sure you subscribe on Spotify, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. You can find us on To The Point podcast and the Patriot Prayer Network. Thanks again. You guys got anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
By the way, somebody sent this in. I actually just found it. Bongino's going from almost $5 million a year down to $221,000. Pete Hegseth, who's the Department of Defense guy that we talked about, he's going from his job at Fox News at $2.3 million a year down to $256,000 a year, and he is the one who controls the army, the military, the army, everything militaristic. He's taken a pay cut for, and I don't know about you, but I want the guys in those positions already loaded, because I don't want them in there to do anything but their job.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, thanks for tuning in. Episode 107. It is February 25th, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
Right?
For
Good.
Sure. We're out.
Peace.
Say the flame to shout, make America great, tell them what it's about. Facts over feelings, cutting through the noise, fighting woke mobs and the kids with toys. They spew their lies, they spreading hate, lips BS ain't going to seal our fate. No